First tonight, we are joining you just a little late here at 11:22 after President Donald Trump's speech to the nation this evening that you saw on ABC. We come on the air, though, with clear skies and pretty chilly temperatures. We also wanted to give you, though, a heads up about tomorrow. That's the big weather maker. We're talking about a rainy day on the way. Hi, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Doug Prophet, along with Chief Meteorologist Mallory Schnell. And Mallory, are you spotting any of that rain yet on our live radar?
We have a few very spotty showers on the radar. Those have been primarily down to the south, but honestly, they're kind of dissipating as they lift off to the north and northeast. What we are actually paying attention to is this weather system way off to our northwest, impacting the plains right now with a lot of wind, rain, and on the backside of the system, snow. This will continue to track across the country and impact us, especially tomorrow afternoon and evening. Temperatures right now in the 40s. We have a couple of low 50s trying to hang on here. And as we carry on into tonight, expect partly cloudy conditions. Those wind speeds will increase as we head throughout tomorrow morning with a few spotty showers possible. And then you can tell the radar gets a lot more active during the afternoon and evening hours. That evening commute tomorrow, it's going to be messy. I'm telling you right now, expect moderate to heavy rainfall at times, gusty winds up to 35 or 40 miles per hour. And then once that rolls through, temperatures do plummet on the backside back down into the 20s tomorrow night with highs in the 30s on Friday. We'll talk much more about the chill on the way on Friday and your full 7-day forecast coming up in just a bit. Doug.
Mallory, thank you. We've got a lot of news happening brand new for you tonight. Just a few hours ago, the U.S. House in Washington passing the GOP's health care bill without extending the Obamacare subsidies. That means premiums for 20 million people will skyrocket. Here's how it went down.
The yeas are 216, the nays are 211. The bill is passed without objection. The motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
The bill is expected to lose its footing now in the Senate as there is not enough support for it. Plus, here comes the Christmas break for Congress. They are on holiday recess starting tomorrow afternoon. Without the extension in the GOP bill, the tax credits go away. And those enrolled in the Affordable Health Care program will see their annual premium payments spike on January 1st. Well, the vote coming moments before President Donald Trump appeared in the diplomatic reception room in the White House tonight, hoping to convince Americans that the economy is better, not worse, announcing TrumpRx.gov and sending checks also to members of the military. ABC's Olivia Rubin has the speech tonight, as polls show many Americans are unhappy with the direction of the country.
Good evening, America.
Tonight, President Trump addressing the nation, laying out what he says are his administration's greatest accomplishments from its first year, as a new poll shows many dissatisfied with his handling of the economy.
Here at home, we're bringing our economy back from the brink of ruin.
But a new Quinnipiac poll showing a majority of registered voters, 57%, disapprove of President Trump's handling of the economy, and 65% describe the economy as not so good or poor. Still, Trump doubling down, repeatedly blaming his predecessor, Joe Biden, who left office nearly a year ago.
This happened during a Democrat administration, and it's when we first began hearing the word affordability.
While gas prices are down, Americans are paying more for some groceries. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the price of groceries up from a year ago, including on products impacted by Trump's tariffs. The president also addressing the issue of health care. Tonight, he says, quote, money should go to the people, but offered no details or concrete plan for a decade now.
I want the money to go directly to the people so you can buy your own health care. You'll get much better health care at a much lower price.
It comes as more than 20 million Americans are bracing for their insurance premium to skyrocket when Affordable Care Act subsidies expire in days. And in a surprise, Trump announcing new tariff rebate checks, which he says are going to 1.4 million service members, each of which for $1,776. Those checks, he says, are already on the way. Olivia Rubin, ABC News, New York.
After the speech, some Kentucky leaders in Washington giving their reaction. Republican Senator Rand Paul applauding the speech, saying, quote, President Trump nailed it on health care tonight during his address to the country. Money for health care needs to go back to the people. We ought to bring back choice to make health care affordable again. Rand Paul saying the Unaffordable Care Act is a disaster we need to repeal and replace, end quote. Now, Republican Congressman Thomas Massey of Kentucky Also talked about the bill that passed earlier today in the House, quote, why I voted no on the, quote, placebo GOP healthcare bill. Despite being sold as market-based reform and codifying association health plans, it keeps core Obamacare rules intact and prevents true price competition. Against Thomas Massie voting no on that GOP healthcare bill tonight. Just in tonight, a third man has now been arrested in connection to a deadly shooting that happened earlier this year, the killing of a Louisville Metro Corrections officer. Tonight, Metro Police arresting this man, 40-year-old Brian Ramsey. He's charged with complicity to murder and robbery in the first degree in the death of Michael Wetta Sr. The shooting happening near South 27th Street and Cedar in a side alley on February 16th. Now, the 44-year-old officer was new to Metro Corrections, graduating from the training academy last November. He attended U of L, gaining his citizenship in 2022 after immigrating here from Liberia. Two others were arrested in connection in this case and the shooting. 35-year-old Christy Brumley charged with complicity to murder and tampering with physical evidence, and 36-year-old Anthony Tribune Sr. charged with the murder of Michael Wetta Sr. Right here new tonight, new body camera video of Metro Police involved in that fatal shooting of a suspect in Hurstbourne Acres. Twice, law enforcement was called to the apartment complex on the very same day, and it ended with the shooting. Officers Michael Crow and Austin Taylor are on administrative leave after fatally shooting Casey Barnes. WHAS 11 team's Clarice Shaley and photojournalist Levi Hammer show us the newly released body camera video.
Hey man, put the gun down!
For the first time, we're seeing part of what officers saw and what happened in this grassy area of this apartment complex on December 4th, which ended in a shooting and death of a man.
These officers did an outstanding job from the start of the run.
Through body camera video provided by LMPD, we see Metro Police come to the Taylor at 502 apartment complex off Taylorsville Road after a report of a man who pointed a gun at a woman and took her dog.
It was a white dude with a belly, no shirt, a little bit strong. No shirt? No shirt.
So now you will see several officers from the Louisville Metro Police Department and a Hurstbourne Acres officer meet in the parking lot to discuss the run and a possible location of the suspect.
This is also when the Hurstbourne Acres officer filled Metro officers in on a request to check on someone in the complex just about 30 minutes earlier.
I knocked several times. He never came to the door, or he never answered the door. He finally did reply to me. He said, yeah, I'm fine.
This was at the apartment of 32-year-old Casey Barnes.
And that's it.
His employer said he hadn't been seen at work for a few days and were worried about him. Officers then went looking for the person described.
Hey!
One officer sees a man at an apartment building.
Hey man, put the gun down!
Here's a screenshot provided by LMPD.
Put the gun down!
Other officers come around another side of an apartment building and fired shots.
Drop the gun!
The man died there and was identified as Casey Barnes. Officers are then seen checking on a nearby apartment after the shooting.
Hey, are y'all okay inside? Are you all okay?
As soon as they go to look for this gentleman, he points a firearm in the direction. They respond quickly, decisively, and appropriately. And it's important to point out that they didn't get the opportunity to choose the time, distance, and manner that this took place. That was dictated by the suspect's actions.
Police said Barnes did not fire his gun. Clarice Shaley, WHAS 11 Night Team, on your side.
LMPD says both officers will receive psychological assessment and any additional training needed before returning to work. We have a brand new update tonight after this major crash caused a huge traffic mess and tie-up and injuries on the Waterston Expressway near Taylorsville Road tonight. 6 people were hurt and are expected to survive, though. We did first mention this crash during our 6 p.m. newscast live on WHAS 11 and our live 6:30 WHAS 11 Plus streaming newscast. The crash blocked 3 lanes of the Waterston, and Trimark first reported it at 5:06 tonight. The lanes were shut down for almost 2 hours, causing this heavy traffic. But just before 7, traffic started to clear up. And a few viewers, though, did tell us that they were stuck there on the Waterston for over an hour tonight. We have new information tonight as a 40-year-old missing persons case comes to a close with a connection to Louisville. We received body camera footage on the arrest of Deborah Newton in Marion County, Florida. Authorities say Newton took her and her 3-year-old daughter, Michelle Newton, to Georgia in 1983 to begin a new job. But after a final phone call, they both vanished.
With all the information that we do have, you have a warrant for your arrest.
The shock on Newton's face right there. She was the mother involved in the 1983 missing child case. Newton was walking her dog in the Villages of Florida, but was then recognized as the woman who vanished with her daughter Michelle over 40 years ago. She faces custodial interference charges for allegedly fleeing here to Louisville with her 3-year-old daughter at the time. She's now 46-year-old Michelle Newton, who was unaware she was the victim of a crime until authorities contacted her. Right here, new tonight on the night team, a Bullitt County man wanted for child sex abuse crimes is now in custody after being on the run for weeks. In November, the Bullitt County Sheriff's Office said 48-year-old John Taylor was wanted for possessing child sex abuse materials. Authorities issued a warrant for Taylor on Wednesday, November 19th. This Monday, Taylor turned himself in to the Sheriff's Office. He's charged with possession of matter portraying sexual performance by a minor under the age of 12. We'll say so long to the Oscars right here on ABC and WHAS11. That's where the awards show first appeared in 1961. The Academy announcing today it's going to be moving the Oscars broadcast from broadcast TV to YouTube in 2 years from now. It gives YouTube exclusive global rights to the Oscars ceremony. The move signifies a major shift over to streaming. ABC will continue to air the awards through 2028. Speaking of winners, we're talking about a big one here. A winner could be picked for the more than $1 billion Powerball jackpot tonight. We've got the winning numbers that were chosen at 11 o'clock tonight, 34 minutes ago, coming your way next.
And temperatures will be warm again on Thursday, but it will come with a cost. We're going to have rain and wind on the way. We'll time it out for you and talk about that cool down on the way Friday coming up in our 7-day forecast. Here's a check of those Kentucky Lottery jackpots. Mega Millions, $90 million. Powerball, $1.25 billion.
The Kentucky Lottery, funding education for over 1 million Kentucky students.